Hi there, welcome to Hellotouf. Today I'm going to be talking about the animated feature Away, an award-winning animation directed, written and scored by Gints Zilbalodis. Let's have a quick look at a clip. So Away is about the need for connection and is the story about a boy who meets a bird on an island and is trying to find his way back home. The theme of connection is probably quite a good thing to be thinking about right now, since we're all going through our third lockdown in the UK, and that is interesting because we all are wanting that little bit of connection. So this film could be the antidote to those thoughts. The film opens somewhat dramatically with a nice sort of like zoom-in shot of the young man hanging from a parachute from a tree on an unbeknownst island that we don't really know where we are really located. But location is not really that important. What happens is he's kind of caught and basically stranded on this island, and he needs to essentially get back home. What approaches him in the first instance is this kind of character, this long, tall, dark kind of spirit essentially, which you could think is like a soul eater or like death possibly, and it seems to be coming his way. It's a thematic character that kind of appears now and again throughout the piece and is basically the foreboding aspect of the story. Our main protagonist of the character of the young man is basically trying to get back home, and he's kind of stranded on this island, and there's this foreboding spirit chasing him down. He does actually become friends with the little bird who ends up becoming a bit more of a companion to him on his journey, and he also stumbles across a motorbike, which is sort of like a beautiful thing to look at, and the way that's animated is done really well. There's some really nice shots of him learning how to ride the bike and then actually kind of using it as such. There was one moment during the film which I realised actually there's no petrol station on the island, and how does he keep like the fuel going throughout the whole journey? But you know, it's only an hour and a half, so I'm guessing the motorbike's just full. When you don't overthink it and you let the film wash over you, it's actually quite a lovely film to watch. Touch points in terms of the film come from like Studio Ghibli and the Red Turtle, so it's a really kind of beautiful landscape kind of film. It's really well thought out in terms of the scenery and the angles and the camera shots. Lots of dramatic drone-like shots, and also kind of very much wider vista shots, which kind of really give you a sense of the space of the island. So that's one thing Gints Zilbalodis did really well in this film. The beauty of the film is the simplicity of it, really. The connection that the young man has between him and the motorbike, him and the little bird, which becomes his companion. And there's a kind of environmentalist, kind of naturalist nature and aspect to it. And that idea of like, you know, not being alone, the themes of like freedom and trying to get across, you know, basically across the land to get home. I mean, who can not want to connect with that? There's another touch point as well with the motorbike, and I thought of Walter Sally's The Motorcycle Diaries, which is the film about Che Guevara sort of like travelling across South America as a young man. So there's definitely a touch point there, which I think the Latvian filmmaker touched upon. I really liked Away. I think it's a really interesting, nice animation, and I think it's animation that's not just for kids. I think it's for adults, and I think the concepts of it and the beautiful vistas of it. I mean, sometimes the animation can look very simple, but if you just take a sort of like a bird's eye view as such, which is part of the premise of the whole film, you can really let it wash over you and absorb it, and it's really something quite special. What's interesting about this film essentially is that Gints Zilbalodis, the Latvian filmmaker, who at 26 has managed to write, direct and score this film all by himself. He's made several shorts in the past, and animated shorts as well, and he's working on his next feature. But it's quite a remarkable achievement to have kind of sort of preconceived and conceptualised and done this film all by himself, and actually kind of got it out there essentially. So, you know, big things to come from this 26-year-old, and I hope he does well. But on the back of this particular film, it's very impressive. Another achievement for Gints Zilbalodis, and I'm sorry I'm gushing, but he did basically score the film. And the music itself reminded me of, say, sort of orchestrations or instrumentals by Sigur Rós. And I mean, I think there's a touch point of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross and other sort of instrumentalists that kind of like give an atmosphere and a mood to the film. Philip Glass as well as a touch point. I'm going to give Away 4 out of 5 because I think it's worth checking out, and I think it's worth checking just the remarkable nature of the film, and the thematic theme throughout the whole film just runs seamlessly through, and it did absorb me. I mean, I didn't overthink it, and I was kind of hooked for the whole hour and a half. Away won Best Animated Feature at the Latvian National Film Festival and at the Strasbourg European Fantastic Film Festival as well in 2019. But do check it out for yourself. If you're into Studio Ghibli, if you're into like animated films of the Red Turtle, if you're into kind of like ideas of spirits and a young man going on a journey, if you like the Motorcycle Diaries, do check out Away. It's a really, really nice, lovely animated film that's put well together by Gints Zilbalodis. Away is available to pre-order now on Apple TV and iTunes, and it can be purchased from, I've got to get this right, Sky Store, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Rakuten and Sony from January the 18th, as well as Curzon Home Cinema from the 25th of January. Thanks for watching my review on Away. It's a massive achievement by the Latvian filmmaker Gints Zilbalodis, and I look forward to hearing more from him and seeing more of his work. In the meantime, if you'd like to see more of my videos on film reviews and anything to do with film and tech, please have a look here. And also hit the subscribe button down here. If you'd hit that like button, that really, really helps, and also leave a comment. It'd be great to hear from you. Thanks again, and I'll speak to you soon.